Hello and welcome back to another edition of Will's Grill Shack. Today we're going to be doing a review of that amazing Regal 500 offset. So the first thing I want to do is head over to the patio where we've got the grill set up, and we're going to do a walk round and we're going to talk through some of the key features of the grill. So let's head over there and check that out now. Okay, so this is the Broil King offset Regal 500, and this is what she looks like from the outside. So it's quite a big unit. You've got obviously the firebox here on the side, moving over to the main cook chamber, and then you also get this little fold down shelf as well, which is quite cool. And then you've got a handle round this side, so it's nice and easy to move. You also have down the bottom those really sort of robust wheels that are the same that's on the Regal 500 pellet grill that I've got, and it makes it really easy just to move around. And then we move to the middle sort of shelf here. Excuse the fat that's dripped down there. This is handy for storing your charcoal and whatnot while you're cooking out and about. And to be honest with you, I think it looks really good from the outside. It just basically looks like a Regal 500, but without obviously the pellet box that's on the side. So it's a real sort of funky looking design. It's got one gauge here right in the middle. What would have been nice, I think, is if we'd had a gauge this side and a gauge obviously over here, so then we know sort of roughly what the temperature is nearest the firebox, obviously if you're using it as an offset. And then I'll just take you round the back of the grill, and you can see it's the same. You've obviously got the vent over there over the back. What I'm actually thinking about doing with this is actually taking this off, because I don't think you need this, and obviously maximum airflow is what you're looking for. So I'm thinking that maybe unscrew this and take this off to allow more sort of airflow through it. I do like the fact that it's got here where you can warm up your logs. Obviously we've spoken before about what sort of splits and things you should put on them, and it's very small, which I will show you again shortly, but it is nice to be able to warm up your splits on there or in the chamber, as you've seen me do it on other videos as well. The length is 152 centimeters, so it is a fair old size of a unit. And obviously the cooking chamber is the majority of that and is a really good size, which we'll come on to in a minute. It weighs in at 85 kilos, which I think is a good weight. I've seen lots of the cheaper ones that only weigh sort of your 40 kilos, which you just know you're going to have temperature issues with. I'm not saying that it's the same as the TMG that's under there, which weighs 400 kilos. There's a massive difference in quality between the two, but as an entry level offset, this seems to really do the job. I will come on to that more later in the video. So it is 2mm thick all round, so it's a good thickness. It's not like 1mm like some of the other stuff that I've seen. It does hold the temperature well, as you've seen in some of the videos that I do. We've got, as always with this front fold down shelf, there is these little hooks here to hold your utensils on, which is a nice little feature. Obviously you have got the rubber on the handle as well, and the lid does actually feel like it's got a nice weight to it. Obviously with everything Broil King, you do get a little bottle opener there on the side, which is always really handy, and there's a little temperature probe hole there, or for potentially a rotisserie maybe to go on there, so you could use it as a rotisserie as well. So now let's talk about the vents on the outside. So on this side here, you've got a little twisty wheel here, which you use to control the temperature. You've also got a draft door here, which you open up, and you can obviously let maximum airflow in there, which is really handy. You've seen how I've set it up, and it is quite easy to control the temperature. When I was just barbecuing normally, there is actually another one this side here, which you can twist and turn, and obviously this will open up as well. So if you're grilling normally and you want airflow in there and you want to maintain 200 odd degrees, then you're going to need that door there open as well. I say there is a vent here as well, which I plan to remove, so it's just fully open to get maximum draw. Potentially a extension on top of this, so it really draws through, will make it work a lot better. But as a barbecue stroke grill, it really does the job. Okay, this is the cook chamber here. So it's got a cast iron grill grate in here at the moment, which you can remove. And then you're left with just the open firebox, and you can use this to cook on. I recently did some waffles on it as well. So you have a waffle iron in there, and it works really well. You can definitely build the fire nicely in here. It is a good size. The way that I like to run it is a bed of charcoal and then splits, just like this, lead on the top of the charcoal, just like so. I wouldn't want to go any more than that, purely because I don't know whether the firebox will be able to withstand the heat. So obviously wood is a seriously dense heat source. So I would stick with charcoal and then little splits just like that, one at a time on top. I wouldn't go any more than that. But I haven't had any issues with burning on here or fading of the paint inside or anything like that. It's been absolutely spot on. So I recommend that will work absolutely fine with just one little split, just like that. So the total cook space in here is 637, I think it is, square inches, which is a really good size, and it comprises in this chamber of these cast iron grill grates, which are the same as what you get in the Regal 500 pellet grill, and they're really good for searing, and obviously you can turn them up the other way and you can use them as a normal grill grate at the same time. I really haven't had any issues with space in here. I think you can quite comfortably get maybe 8 racks of ribs in here, I think. Maybe baby backs or St. Louis cuts, 8 racks of ribs. There is a lot of space in here, and obviously you have got this massive shelf here as well that runs along the top. These all come out individual as well. Obviously if you're using it as predominantly an offset smoker, then you're going to want to keep your meat over this side, because this side is going to be really hot, which is why I said it'd be nice to be able to get a thermometer put in the lid, one each side. I think that would have been a better design, because then you could have checked the temperature as it was right in this section here. Moving on to the lid, you can see that we've got a gasket that goes all the way around the outside, which is really good. There's no smoke that comes out of there at all when you're cooking. The lid, as I say, it's got a really good weight to it, same as what's on the pellet grill, so it really does seem to work well, and it is really well insulated. You can see it's double walled there for the insulation. Okay, removing the grill grates, and you can see we've got these stainless steel sort of catchers in here. This allows you to turn the barbecue into a actual grill, so you can dump charcoal onto here and you can get maximum airflow through each side, and it basically means that you can use it as a barbecue. So you can grill chicken on the grill grates, you can do some wings, which I have done for another video which I'm looking forward to releasing in a couple of weeks, and it really does work as a proper versatile barbecue come offset smoker. So I actually think that this is a really good idea, and I think it really ups the versatility level of this barbecue come offset, and it means that it's not just dedicated to smoking on an offset like the TMG is. You struggle doing anything else on that, whereas on this you can just chuck your charcoal in there and you can use it as a good all-rounder barbecue. And then if I remove one of those, you can also see that we've got a grease catcher there, which allows all of the grease to be caught in there, which means that you don't get any flare-ups when you're cooking. And again, you can undo this little side bit here, and then that just slides straight out, which makes it really, really simple. You can also see there that the doors are all insulated as well, which means that you're not going to get any heat loss through them. And when I was building it, just down there is also a gasket that goes in between the firebox and the cook chamber, which just means that the heat transfers across from the firebox to the heat chamber a lot better, and it means that you don't lose the heat through the little gaps that you've got there. One other thing on the firebox side, you can see the stainless steel grate underneath. That is to catch all of your ash and just makes cleaning so much easier. So you can just literally pull that straight out just like so, and it allows you just to catch all the ash nicely into a bucket. So there you go, that is an overview of the Broil King Offset Regal 500. Now if you join me back at the bench, I'll give you my opinions on the grill. So this grill retails for around the £1,200 mark for the 500 version, which is the biggest version they do. and I think that it's an absolutely cracking entry into an offset. And also it doubles up as a cracking little barbecue as well. The fact that you can pour the charcoal onto the little bed inside and you can grill as well as you can use it as an offset, I think is a really nice entry into the two different areas of barbecuing. And what I mean by that is something like the TMG is solely an offset smoker. That's all it is. Whereas something like this, if you don't get on so well with the offset, you can convert back to the barbecuing. And now with the TMG, as I'm sure you've heard me before say, I've only used it 4 or 5 times since I've had it about 8 months now. And it's absolutely phenomenal as an offset smoker, but that's all you can do. Whereas with this, it's very versatile and you can do grilling, smoking, baking, absolutely everything on it. So it really is an all-round barbecue. So now let's address the elephant in the room, which is the thickness of the steel. Obviously it's 2mm thick, it's not 1mm like a lot of the other cheaper offsets that are out there, but 2mm does give you good stability, I would say, throughout the day. You saw me on the beef short ribs, it did hold temperature well through the day, but I did have to refuel it twice through the day because you do still get heat soak out of that firebox. But again, I stress, for the money side of things, you are not going to get anything thicker than that for your money. So again, this is a great entry into the offset world. I think they've done really well with the size of it. I think it's a great size. There's nothing, I mean, you're going to be able to get a couple of briskets in that quite comfortably. You're also obviously going to fill it up with chickens and whatnot if you're just going to have a traditional barbecue. So I think it's a really good size grill. Obviously Broil King is a fantastic brand and you know that the build quality is going to be there. I mean, look at my Regal 500 pellet grill. I've had that for 2 years now. I rarely clean it and it's an absolute workhorse. And this is built the exact same way. It seems like it's built to last through any kind of weather conditions that you're going to throw at it. I think the only thing that I would change with it is the idea of having 2 thermometers in there so you can see what temperature you're running at coming out of the firebox, and you can see what temperature you are where your meat's going to be. Obviously I can do that with an external probe, but I think it would have been nice to have the 2 tell-true thermometers in it. Other than that, I actually really like this grill, and if you've been on any of the masterclasses or anything that I've been doing at SoCal Barbecue Shop, you'll realise that I actually talk about this grill quite a lot, and the reason I talk about it is because I like it. I think it's a well-built grill, it's versatile, and you can use it for many different cooks. And I think if you're looking for an entry level into offset smoking where you're only going to need to lay one sort of chunk of wood in there, one small split, I think this is the grill for you. I really do. I don't think that there's anything out there money-wise that comes close to it, if I'm honest, and in terms of the build quality and versatility. So, you know, it's up there. I really rate it. I'll also leave a link to SoCal Barbecue Shop where they've actually got the offsets on offer at the moment, so it'll definitely be worth checking those out if you are interested in buying one. So there you go guys, another review, and I will definitely be using this more and more on the channel because, as I say, I really like it and really rate it. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and join me next time for another edition of Will's Grill Shack. Thank you for watching.